So in question number 16, there is a charged particle whose radius is r is equal to 5 into 10 to the power minus 7 meter. It is kept in horizontal electric field. There is a horizontal electric field in which this charged particle is kept, which has a magnitude of 6.28 into 10 to the power 5 volt per meter. The surrounding medium is air with coefficient of viscosity. The viscosity of air is given to be 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 5 Newton second per meter square. If the particle moves with uniform horizontal speed, the speed of the particle is 0.02 meter per second. This is the constant speed with which the particle is moving. Find the number of electrons in it. So actually in this problem, we do have to ignore the gravity. The motion is dominantly because of the electric field, and because of the viscosity there will be a drag force acting on the particle, which will lead to the particle attaining terminal velocity after some time. So when the particle will attain terminal velocity, the forward force acting because of electric field will be equal to the backward force or drag force, which we get from the Stokes law, which says that drag force is 6 pi eta rv. Equating these two, we will have QE is equal to 6 pi eta rv. Q is unknown, electric field is 6.28 10 to the power 5, 6 pi is 3.14, eta is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 5, radius is 5 into 10 to the power minus 7, velocity is 0.02. Solving this, we will get the value of Q. But in this problem, charge Q is not asked, but it is asked that how many number of electrons are there. So basically it is referring to the quantization of charge. If the charge is Q and we solve this, the value of charge from this equation, then to find the number of electrons, we will say Q is equal to Ne, where E is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. This will give us the number of electrons present or absent from the material. So question number 17 is a simple question based on mechanics. There is an inclined plane which makes an angle 37 degree with horizontal. At the bottom there is a charge Q1 fixed, and Q1 is equal to 4 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb, and the mass is given to be 600 gram या 0.6 kg. So a particle A having charge this much and mass is fixed at the bottom of smooth inclined plane of inclination 37 degree. Where should another particle B having same charge and mass be placed on the inclined plane so that it may remain in equilibrium? So we have to place a charge B on the inclined plane such that it remains in equilibrium, it doesn't fall or goes up. So simply this charge is fixed, whereas this charge is kept in the electric field of this charge as well as in the influence of gravity. So forces acting on this charge B will be its own weight mg, as well as the electrostatic force will act in this direction, K Q square by, let us say the distance between these two is r. The distance between these two is r, kq square by r square. As well as there will be normal acting perpendicular to the inclined plane. For this mass B, the net force on it should be equal to 0. So kq square by r square, electrostatic repulsive force, should be equal to, in this direction along the inclined plane, the component of mg in this direction, mg sin theta. K is known 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Q is known 4 into 4 into 10 to the power of minus 12. Separation is to be found R square. Mass is 0.6, G is 10, and sine 37 is 3 by 5. Sine 37 is 3 by 5. Solving this, we'll get the value of R. Okay. This was the first part. The second part of the question is if B is replaced by negative point charge of same mass and same amount of charge. If instead we place on B what same charge in magnitude but negative sign, so what will happen? This charge is fixed. On this charge there will be an attractive force, as well as instead of this repulsive force there will be attractive force acting downward. So it is asked what will be the acceleration of this charge. Now it won't be in equilibrium, there is net force acting downward, and therefore this charge will start to move on the smooth inclined plane. In this condition, the net force in this direction will be kq square by r square plus mg sin theta should be equal to ma. But we have already seen that at this particular location and for these two charges, kq square by r square is already equal to mg sin theta. So we can simply put the value of kq square by r square to be equal to mg sin theta. So we will have mg sin theta plus mg sin theta is equal to ma, and this will cancel m, and a will be 2 into 10 sin theta is 3 by 5. It will be how much? 2 will cancel, 4 into 3, 12 meter per second square. This will be the downward acceleration of the charged particle. Okay, question number 18 is same as what we encounter in gravitation. We have to prove that if a charge minus q moves in a circular orbit about fixed charge plus q, so there is a fixed charge plus q and a charge minus q is moving in a circular orbit, then we have to prove that t square should be proportional to r cube. Very simple proof. The net electrostatic force acting on this charged particle will be K capital Q small q divided by r square, okay, towards the center, and this it is because of this force the particle is accelerating towards the center. The centripetal acceleration is omega square r. So net force acting on the particle should be equal to whatever is the mass of this particle which is moving in a circle into omega square r. This is the formula for centripetal acceleration. This is the formula, whole term is for centripetal force. From here we can say that if we take r from here to here, kq small q upon r cube is equal to m, and omega is the angular velocity which will be equal to 2 pi by t whole square. We'll take t here, t square is equal to m 4 pi square k capital Q small q r cube, and thus t square is proportional to r cube.